Good morning, everybody. My name is April Martin, and I'm coming to you from the magical crystal island of Ko Pha-ngan in Thailand. And my guest today, who's actually my first guest ever, is Gary Woolman, the presentation doctor. Gary travels around the world teaching people various techniques in doing presentations and how to communicate better, as well as private sessions. Hi, Gary. How you doing?
I'm doing great, April. Lovely to meet you virtually and on the phone as well.
Yeah, that's great. Well, I've had the opportunity to look at your bio, and it's very impressive. So I'm just going to tell the audience just a little bit. So Gary, you graduated from a very esteemed secondary school and excelled in both academics and athletics. Was that on the East Coast?
It was in New York City, a place called Horace Mann Private School. And yeah, actually, this is our 50th anniversary right now, this month, of my graduating from there.
Wow.
I felt
amazing.
I was good in math, I was good in science, and I was particularly passionate about springboard diving, and somehow got the award from the headmaster of the one student that had the best combination of academics and athletics. And that's kind of guided my way through my whole life, to marry the body and the mind. It's the work that I'm doing now. I'm just so devoted to waking people up through the physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual layers we have in our temple.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's great to get appreciated while you're young in school. And I think I don't know how old you are, but I'm 55, and we were lucky enough to have, small classrooms and more attention from our teachers, and we were noticed more. And compared to today, when there's I don't know how many 70, 80 kids in one classroom. So great to have that. Great for you to win that award at that age. So then from there you went to Johns Hopkins University for pre-med in psychology, is that right?
Yes, pre-med psychology and more springboard diving, my passionate sport. I captained the track team also in high school, but I think in college I also, having not had much of a social life because I was so focused on performance and presentation and being a good scholar and athlete, I kind of made up for it by becoming social chairman of my fraternity in college, and that started to add a whole other element of connecting the dots, so to squeak, I should say.
Great. So you initially thought you would become a child psychiatrist?
I did. You remember our last conversation, and you've got a great memory.
Thank you.
I did, and then when I didn't get into medical school after graduating from Johns Hopkins, I wondered, what the am I going to do with my life? And it was the early 70s, and I just had this sense that it was time for me to explore a whole new holistic therapy approach, which was just beginning. The fields of the human potential movement, body therapies, gestalt therapy, all of these new age therapies. It was even considered a fad back then. But I dove right into and discovered the field of transformational body therapy, all kinds of ways. For me, what happened was I discovered through deep tissue body therapy and freeing my physicality, my emotions, my creativity, that we all must be buried in our own landscape. And I just devoted my life since then to freeing the physical layers of tension, opening the emotional stored energy, and liberating our ability to be creative souls, to be on passionate purpose with our lives. So my whole life's been creating that map and helping others discover the same.
So helping people discover their human potential and get rid of their baggage.
First, to let go of the baggage, because my sense is we look at ourselves like an archaeologist and our body as the landscape through which we're buried in. If we take first the physical layer that so many yoga practices and movement meditation practices focus on, releasing the physical tension as the first surface layer that allows the next layer that's buried in our landscape of the emotional stored energy from decisions we made, hurts we went through, shame, guilt, blame, pain, all of this sorrow lays in that second layer in our landscape in the body. And by freeing that amazing energy, out can come the gift to be on passionate purpose as a writer, a speaker, a yoga teacher, someone who has a message and voice to share in the world. So yes, my focus has been helping people discover their own pathway to be their own archaeologists and dig deep to free first the negative, the dark, the heavy, and then out comes the light, the bright, and people's insight and capability to connect with their physical universe and the world around them. It's just fantastic once we move in this pathway.
Well, it's so great if you can get rid of the conditioning. Once you let go of the conditioning, and for myself, like remembering what I was fortunate. I was a very independent child. I didn't spend a lot of time with my parents. They were great, don't get me wrong, but I was very independent, very creative, very connected with nature. And then when I got into the teens, so then that's that whole, oh, how do I look, this guy's so cute and I don't look good enough, and then like all the academic conditioning, and you forget what gives you your sense of joy. So I have found, by looking back at my childhood, which as I say, I was very lucky because I was allowed a lot of freedom, bringing that into my life, even like at the age that I am, is really opening up my Hara center, so my navel chakra, and just like I'm just like, I have ideas just streaming in, and that's sort of like how I see. I can see working with you that people would have a lot of aha moments.
It's so true. And I want to make a comment to respond to what you mentioned about getting rid of or letting go of the conditioning, because it's not really letting go of it. There's this wonderful universal principle from thermodynamics that says matter can be neither created nor destroyed, yet only transformed from one state to another. And that's what I do. For example, let's say you're holding, as I have, as we all have, a certain feeling of hurt or sorrow about being eccentric, feeling misunderstood, and not feeling that you could really feel safe to be yourself at different stages of your life. I've developed an exercise where I ask you to take that pain, put it in your hand, and wad it up like an ugly ball, because that persona was never who you truly were. It's a way you create a defense system to be able to cope with all the rejection and humiliation from feeling you weren't seen or heard or understood. And I ask people to take that pain and actually to do this exercise, to throw it, and say these words at the same time. I send this pain whoosh back to the source, whoosh back to where it came.
Right.
And then to say, I reclaim fulfillment in my life, accepting myself in my life, renewed again. Today is a new day for me. And then to hit your hips and go, hip, hip.
Hooray! I love that. That's great.
Self-dynamic, expressive little ritual sets the stage for people then to be open to resetting the self-talk. It's safe for me to be myself on all stages of my life. And then we work on the body and stretch the muscles that have been tight, that have been afraid, connected with your self-talk, of opening to the full fulfillment and expression. So we work physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, all at once. Very powerful. So it's not changing or ending the condition, it's transforming it to something that's user-friendly and sustainable.
Lovely. Well, I listened to a very interesting spiritual teacher named Bentinho Massaro, and he says that anytime you're feeling unworthy or, guilty or not loved, the reason you're feeling that way is because you're out of alignment with your true self, which is, I'll put in brackets because everybody else has a term for it, which is Great Spirit or God.
Yes.
So when you get out of alignment with who we all truly are, which we are all one, and we are all God, we are all Great Spirit. So getting out of alignment with that and that powerful, magical, free feeling, to me, it sounds like, in watching the session that you have live with that lovely girl who, she that was great to watch. That seems to me that you're putting people in alignment with who they truly are, the potential that they hold, that we all hold within us, and just remembering we're all magical, capable, phenomenal beings.
It's so true, April. And to be able to recognize that place, I find there's some very simple processes and exercise. I'll give you another one.
Great.
When I'm doing body therapy on a person, or even showing people in a group how to release the old conditioning, often on our shoulders, our shoulders, we are carrying the suffering, the struggle, the hurt of people we didn't want to feel bad, but we took it on for them feeling responsible for their pain, even our ancestors and families' pain. We don't do this consciously. We do it because we don't want them to hurt. We feel an obligatory connection to our roots. We want people to feel good. But because we've taken on that to our shoulders, there's often a blockage to receiving ourselves because we're taking on others' suffering. So as we stretch the shoulders, as I put my elbow on the top of a person's shoulders as they exhale, I ask a person to say these words. I send the programs, patterns, and pain that I've been carrying of other people back to the source, back to where they came. And then I put my hand like a claw underneath the person's wing and open that wing while they're exhaling, and then the next expression becomes very important. I reclaim fulfillment in my life, opening my heart. I embrace my true part. So first we have to let go of the dark, the heavy, the shadowy, and then that feeling of openness, that whole band around the chest and heart can expand, along with a newfound sense of deservability, where people can claim, I'm ready to have it all. And then we can step into that magnificent, gorgeous, I am soul, I am all, I am source. In that sequential way. So it is a sequential process. We first let go what's no longer needed, and then we can open to the new. It's very simple when we practice it in this way that makes sense.
Fabulous. So now you're arriving. Tell me a little bit about your schedule and your events and your websites and how the people out there can find out more about what you're offering, whether they be here on the island of Ko Pha-ngan or elsewhere in the world.
Absolutely. Thank you, April. I am coming on Monday, the 30th of September, landing on your magical Crystal Island. And I'm going straight to the sanctuary retreat, where I've been invited by the manager, Nolan Demby, to offer my 3 specialties I've been devoted to my whole life as 3 one-day workshops. Speaking from the Heart on the 21st of October, Transformational Body Therapy, to show people how to do this no matter what their therapy and way of working in the world is, to enhance a multisensory way of being able to be more effective with whoever they work with.
21st of October?
And that's the next day on the 22nd of October, the body therapy. And then the third day, the awakening creativity to free people's full ability to sing, to write, to speak, to take a stand, to discover some uninhabited areas of their own landscape that they've suppressed, to help them free their full self-expression. That'll be on Wednesday, the 23rd of October. So 3 days, people can take 1, 2, or the 3 days, all of the sanctuary retreat.
Okay.
And I will be based there throughout October. I will be traveling throughout Ko Pha-gnan throughout the month, and will be available as well for one-on-one sessions, as well as smaller, more informal groups as well. I have posted this on the 3 websites, the Tribe A Love Tribe, the Ko Pha-gnan Conscious Community, and Conscious Community Events, all of which there's links that describe and have videos of all of these offerings that I have available.
Amazing.
I'm easily reachable on Facebook under my name, Gary, Gary Wohlman, Wohlman, as well. And my websites, as well as my Facebook page, will give you a lot more for anyone who wants to have support, whether I'm here, there, anywhere. We can do this online as well as in the flesh.
Great.
My Facebook page is My Presentation Doctor, and if you like that page, My Presentation Doctor, on Facebook, you will have access to videos, audios, materials that are all inspiring for you to bring your voice and message out into the world as you dream possible, to enhance your impact, engagement, and effectiveness of any live presentations, whether they be personal or professional. So that's the link. That's the Facebook page of My Presentation Doctor. I also have a website by the same name, mypresentationdoctor.com. It's all spelled out. Lots of videos, lots of free links, lots of access to bring out the best you. And my other website, GaryWohlman.com, where you'll also have access to videos on my Transformational Body Therapy and to see just how that is offered both one-on-one and in group sessions. So I'm very reachable. I will get a phone number when I'm getting to the island, but right now it's probably easiest to reach me electronically through the Facebook pages I've just mentioned, my website, and who knows, might be meeting you sitting next to each other in a cafe or on the beach, having the best time.
That happens a lot here.
What's that?
Yeah, that happens a lot here.
Yeah.
You meet people for a purpose. It's amazing.
I'm so ready for this. I've been feeling magnetized, compelled to come to this island. It's very strange for me because I go to my favorite movement meditation classes, and a couple of days ago I went to a steam baths here at the beach in Melbourne on the beach, and almost everywhere I go right now, I'm meeting someone who has just come back from Ko Pha-gnan. I don't understand it.
Funny.
They are following me everywhere. I was at a recent, what's called Confest here. It's similar to Burning Man, or you have a version of that. You have one I understand is happening right now on your island, where I met a woman at the very beginning of this very open event. She was saying, "Free hugs!" I didn't know who she was. It wasn't the hug that interested me, but it was her energy. So we hugged, and then she came for a transformational body therapy session about a week or two later after the spring contest. Yeah. Wonderful breakthrough experience. God, I'd love to have you come to be part of my healing team, but I'm actually moving. I'm going to be moving. I'm not going to be anywhere nearby. I said, "Where are you moving to?" She said, "Oh, it's an island called Ko Pha-gnan." Kidding me. And so she's moved there, and I'm coming. I have a feeling I'm going to be finding a second home there too. Just absolutely magnetized in a way I cannot explain.
Yeah.
Very powerful. Whoever you are listening to this, I welcome meeting you personally, professionally, creatively. So good to have this opportunity to connect.
Wonderful. Well, that's great. We're really excited to have you, and I can't wait to meet you in person. And even the way you and I met was by accident on purpose, as I call it. There are no coincidences. So really looking forward to your arrival. And you're arriving in a week?
I'm arriving on Monday, the 30th of September.
Oh, great.
I will be there midday and ready to play and provoke the greatest transmission and evocation of creative energy for the good of all in this world. We are so, you can feel it yourself. We all feel it now, this huge feeling of gratitude and grief for what we've brought our humanity to. We are here to turn around our lives from the inside out, to take a stand as never before. Awake, awake, open the door. That's what we've come here for. So I'm happy to meet you. Connect with me through Facebook and by all other means, by all means.
Perfect. And likewise, I'll be posting this on my Facebook and also on my YouTube channel. And if anybody wants to reach Gary through me, if they didn't hear something, didn't come through clearly in the interview, everybody is welcome to contact me and I can put them in touch with Gary. So
yes, for you who are not on Facebook but do use email, I'll just give you an email, a simple, easy email address that you can remember, and it would be Dr. Gary, DRGARY, Dr. Gary at mypresentationdoctor.com, and you'll easily find me there.
Perfect.
If you don't find me on the beach first. Waves, making waves together.
Yeah, well, I'm sorry we don't have any springboards on our beach, but maybe we can build one for you.
I don't need the springboard. It's in me enough now. I don't need one. I have that springboard.
Great. Wonderful.
Blessed to have this opportunity to share with you, and so looking forward to whoever you are listening to connect as well on all levels and dimensions of our being for the good of all. Bless us all.
Well, bless you, Gary, in Lakesh. And thank you so much for taking the time to do this with me today. And I'm really looking forward to meeting you as soon as possible.
Likewise. Yes, I have some ideas already. And right after this interview, let's talk for a minute or chat for a minute, because I have some ideas of a very good first place that we can do that as well. Okay, great. Well, on that note, I am going to hit the stop button on the recording. And you can stop recording on your end, and we're going to figure out the best way to bring this out to the public. So thank you, everybody that by the time this gets out, that has listened to the interview, and feel free to comment and send any questions you have to Gary, the presentation doctor. And on that note, I say goodbye. And hello.
And hello.